Shalom, Israel. Kwam Yasharala. Hope y'all having a blessed day today. I'm having a blessed day today myself. Been in here studying the Word today and Yah's rest, getting refreshed, renewing my mind and my spirit today in Yah and the Word of Yah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So we're going to talk about this rest. We're going to talk about the rest in Yah, and how we should rest in Yah, and why we need to cry out to the Father, cry out to Yah in these last days. So you got your Bible. I'm reading out the Sefer, but you can read along in your Bible as well. And we'll be reading out of the Apocrypha too, a verse in there. So if you got the Bible, the Apocrypha, the Sefer, then you're good to go. So rest in Yah. We're going to talk about what that means in here. Well, what the scriptures say is how we ought to rest in Yah. Because we know in the land of our captivity where we are now, you know, this ain't our rest. This ain't our rest. And you know, when the Most High brings the children of the daughters of Zion, the children of Jerusalem, Israel, back into their land, you know, then we're gonna rest with Yah. You know, and what he said, his word's gonna come forth out of Zion. His word, his law, his doctrine, his order, his rule, you know, his precepts are going to come forth out of Zion. But right now, we ain't in the land of our rest with the Father. So how do we find rest in the land of our captivity with the Father when we ain't in the land of our forefathers? We find it through his word, through his law, statutes, and commandments. Through the law. This is how we find rest in his word. Go with me to book of Isaiah chapter 28. I'm going to start there. Book of Isaiah chapter 28. Excuse me, this sun beaming down on me. Isaiah chapter 28 verse 1. We're going to start there. Okay? Because in the land of our captivity we need the rest. You know, we rest, and part of that rest is resting on the Sabbath day, keeping it holy. You know, resting in His word on the Shabbat. That's part of our rest too. You know, but we just don't have to just rest in the word on the Shabbat only. You know, we meditate on His word day and night. So that the enemy can't steal it from us, can't take it out of our hearts and out of our mouths. So we just ain't supposed to rest in his word on the Sabbath. Supposed to rest in it every day, you know, day and night, meditating on his word so that it be written in our hearts, you know. So let's start here. Isaiah chapter 28 verse 1 it says, "Woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim." You know, he likened Ephraim to Israel. That's why he says it's going to be Ephraim and Judah going to be one. It's going to be all Israel. Okay? Ephraim and Judah. Israel and Judah. So you're talking about Ephraim, you're talking about Israel. Okay? Israel and Judah. Okay? So he's saying, woe unto the drunkards of Ephraim, or Yasharala, or Israel, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Behold, the Lord has a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail, and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters, overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. It says, the crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim, or Israel, shall be trodden underfoot. on the feet. And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty fruit before the summer, which when he looks upon it, sees, and when while it is yet in his hand, he eats it up. It says, in that day shall Yah of hosts be for a crown of glory, for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people. Okay. It says, and for a spirit of judgment to him that sits in judgment, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. Hallelujah. It says, but they also have erred through wine. They also have sinned through wine. And through strong drink, or out of the way. Or out of the way of what? Out of the way of the law. It says the priests and the prophets have erred through strong drink, have sinned through strong drink. And they are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. That's why he says, be sober. Be sober in these last days. Be sober-minded. Which ain't hard to do. Much as I used to drink back in the day, I've been sober for the past, almost about a year and a half now. Almost 2 years since I had strong drink, It's not that hard to do once you give it to the Most High Yah and let Him take it away from you, And even with wine, I only drank one glass of wine, on the feast days, the high holy days, or on the Shabbat. But not really even on the Shabbat. I really just try to just minimize it to the high holy days. With the feasts like Passover and stuff like that. Keeps my mind, sober. So I can stay sober-minded. But let's read on. It says they are out of the way, strong drink. They err in vision, and they stumble in judgment. For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge? Whom shall the Most High teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Who shall he make to understand this here word? Who shall he make to understand this word? Because it was for us to understand his word. And it was for us to understand knowledge, the children of Israel. But he's saying they have gone away, they have erred, they have sinned in strong drink. They're not sober-minded to understand and to be taught the ways of the Most High. It says, them that are weaned from the milk and are drawn from the breast. Them that are weaned from the milk, from the mother's milk, and drawn from the breast. Those who are narrowing their walk can receive this knowledge and understanding of the word. That ain't still on the Christianity milk. We only give you a precept here, and that's it, and leave you wondering like, well, that's what Pastor said, so I guess that's, all I got to do, right? That's all I got to read. He said just read this, that, and don't read the rest of this. It's weaned off of pastor's milk, in other words. It says, verse 10 says, for precept must be upon precept. And what's a precept? Precept, by definition, is a rule, a canon, a doctrine, or order, or decree. And the decree comes from the Most High Yah. So the doctrine must be, or in other words, the doctrine must be upon doctrine. The order must be upon order. The decree must be on decree. The rule must be upon rule. Okay? Precept upon precept. Precept upon precept. Line upon line. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little. So that's how you supposed to be. That's how you get understanding and knowledge of this word. Those that are weaned from the milk of their pastor only give them just sweet milk to tickle their ears and all this. Don't never tell them how to come into the knowledge of the truth. Don't ever tell them the whole truth. They only tell them just what they only need to know, which they think they only need to know. And the rest, they ain't expecting them to go figure it out. Matter of fact, they don't want you to figure it out. They only want you to listen to what they got to say, and they, almost, and they try to keep you from reading and understanding and searching out the scriptures for yourself. Even the Most High said, work out your own soul salvation. Your soul salvation ain't through pastor. That's what be getting me. A lot of these Christians, man, even some people in my family, they think that their soul salvation rests on the precept of their pastor, or the rule of their pastor. The soul salvation don't rest on the rule of the pastor. It rests on the rule of the Most High Yah. The precept upon precept, the line upon line. You got to be weaned for the milk. A lot of them still weaned till they pass this milk. If the pastor ain't told them that's what they supposed to read, they ain't going to read it. If the pastor ain't told them what the name of Yah is, they ain't going to believe it. If the pastor ain't told them that they got to keep the law, they ain't going to keep it. If the pastor ain't told them that they ain't got to, they ain't supposed to eat pork and shrimp and all this, and fornicate and come into sodomy and be sodomites, and to be whores, and to be gays and lesbians, they ain't gonna believe it. They ain't weaned from the milk. That's why they can't understand the people sitting in the church, why they children dying in the streets. They ain't weaned from the milk. They still holding on to the pastor's titty. They ain't weaned from the milk, and they ain't drawn from the breast. Man, because when I came into the knowledge of the truth, I understood what it meant now. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand the doctrine? Who ain't going to understand this? Unless they be what? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. That's why a lot of people don't understand it. They don't get it. And they can't find a rest that they looking for. They think that this place is their rest. This is their soul salvation and their rest. This is what pastor in the land of our captivity. Let's find out what this rest is, though. Okay. Verse 11, it says, "For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people." For stammering lips and another tongue shall he speak to these people. What people? The people are still weaned, who are not weaned from the milk, and still drawn to the breast, the breast. They're still drawn to it. Then the Most High gonna speak to them in what? With stammering lips, and another tongue. It says, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith you may. It says, this is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they will not hear. So what is the rest? What is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest? Or what is the refreshing? But they would not hear. They would not hear the knowledge, and they would not get understanding because they not weaned from the milk. They're not weaned from the milk and not drawn away from the breast. Understand? So resting in his doctrine, resting in his law, his precepts, precept upon precept, line upon line, This is the rest, and where the weary are to rest. Rest, in other words, in the law. We're supposed to rest in the law. Precept, meaning again, rule, canon, doctrine, order, or decree. So decree upon decree, line upon line. Order upon order, line upon line. Doctrine upon doctrine, line upon line. Okay? We are to rest in the law. That's our rest. In the land of our captivity, this is not our rest. But you're not going to get, the Most High ain't going to teach you knowledge and understand his doctrine until you are what? Weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Verse 13, Isaiah chapter 28, verse 13. It says, but the word of Yah was upon them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they may go and fall backward and be broken and snared. Snared, trapped, and taken. Rebuked, in other words. But they didn't want this. They didn't want this. They didn't want to live. They didn't want to rest in the precepts. They didn't want to rest in the law. They didn't want to rest in the doctrine of the Most High. Yeah. They was weaned to the milk of those who give them the milk. If pastor ain't say to do this, then they're not going to withdraw from the breast of pastor. They're not going to wean themselves from that sweet milk that they give you on Sunday and get into this word. They're not going to get into this word for themselves so they can do what? So the Most High can teach knowledge and make them to understand his doctrine and not the doctrine of men. So that's the rest we need to rest in. Rest in the Most High Yah through his doctrine, his laws, precept upon precept, line upon line. Let's continue on. It says, verse 14, it says, wherefore hear the word of Yah, you scornful men, that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. Who are you talking about? You talking about those that are in our land. No reason they put that pagan symbol up on their flag. They call it Star of David, we call it Star of Mullet. 5-pointed, 6-pointed star. There's a lot of Wiccans and diviners and seers like to use for witchcraft and sorcery. Talking about those in Israel and Jerusalem right now. He says, because you have said we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement. It says, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. It says, for we have made lies our refuge instead of the Most High. It says, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. On the falsehood, under falsifying who they are, they have hid themselves in our land. They have made the whole world think that they are the real Jews. Through their death covenant with hell. Man. Verse 16 says, therefore thus saith the Lord Yah, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believes shall not make haste. Judgment also will I lay to the line, to the law. Judgment will I also lay to the line, precept upon precept, line upon line. It says, in righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow from the hiding place. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. And when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then you shall be trodden down by it. And from the time that it goes forth, it shall take you. For mourning by morning, for sorrow by morning, shall it pass over, by day and by night. And it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. It says, for the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself. These cats then hid themselves. What he said? He says, for we have made lies our refuge. Those who say they are Jews and are not. It said, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Verse 20 says, for the bed is shorter than a man can stretch himself on it. That means the lie that they told is shorter than they can keep up with. They can't keep up with this lie forever. This lie that they have made lies their refuge. The bed is so short that they can't stretch the lie further enough. Eventually, the whole world is going to know that they're not the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went into captivity like the Most High said. But he said he was going to make it manifest, made known to the heathen, that the children of Israel went into captivity, went into slavery. So they done stretched themselves out in this bed of lies, and the bed is shorter than the man who told it. It says, and the covering narrow, and then that he can wrap himself in it. So lie upon lie and lie upon lie. The covering narrow, that he can wrap himself in it. He can't wrap himself enough. He can't hide himself enough. Under this falsehood to hide him from all these lies. Those who say they are Jews and are not. It says, verse 21 says, for Yahuwah shall rise up as a mount Perazim, and shall be wroth or angry as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his act, his strange act. Now therefore be ye not mockers, lest your bands be made strong, lest your armies be made strong. For I have heard from the Lord Yahuwah of hosts a consumption, that consuming fire, even determined upon the whole earth. And what he determined to be upon the whole earth? The fire, the consuming fire. Verse 23 it says, give ye ear, and hear my voice. Hearken and hear my speech. Does the plowman plow all day? Does the plowman plow all day to sow? Does he open and break the clods of his ground? When he has made plain the face thereof, does he not cast abroad the fitches, and scatter the cumin, and cast in the principal wheat, and the appointed barley, and the rye in their place? For his Yah instructs him to discretion, and teaches him. For the fitches are not threshed with the threshing instrument. Neither is a cart wheel turned about upon the cumin, but the fitches are beaten out with the chaff, and the cumin with the rod. Bread corn is bruised, because he will not ever be threshing it, nor break it with the wheel of his cart, nor bruise it with his horsemen. This also comes forth from Yahuwah of hosts, which is wonderful in counsel, wonderful counselor, and excellent in working. In other words, the children of Israel, the real children of Israel, he ain't cause for wrath. He ain't going to tread upon them with the pressing and the threshing of the floor. They are the bread corn. They are bruised, but he will not ever be threshing it, nor break it. Though they be bruised, they're never going to be broken. In other words. Go with me to Romans chapter 2. Romans chapter 2. Romans chapter 2, I'm going to start with chapter 11. Romans chapter 2, verse 11. So, Romans chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "For there is no respect of persons with Yah. For as many as sinned without the law, or without the Torah, and the secret. So, for as many as sinned without the law, shall also perish without the law. And as many as sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. For not the hearers of the law are just, before Yah, but the doers of the law shall be justified." You be doers of the word and not hearers only. It says, verse 14, it says, "For when the other people, or the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves, which show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another." It says, in the day when Yah shall judge the secrets of men by Yahushua and Mashiach, according to my gospel, behold, you are called a Jew and rest in the law. Behold, you are called a Jew and rest in the law. So that's what it says. Our rest is in the law, not in the land of our captivities. But we know that the law is going to go forth out of Zion when the Most High Yah comes and bring his people back into the land of their forefathers. But until then, we ought to rest in the law. Rest in his law. So you are a Jew, and rest in the law, and make your boast of Yah. Make your boast of Elohim. It says, "And know his will, and approve the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law." So this is in the New Testament. You are a Jew if you in the law, and rest in the law, and boast. I mean, praise the Most High Yah. So where these churches getting off telling you that you ain't got to keep the law? And they like to say, Paul said, well, you ain't got to keep the law. Well, here Paul's saying, hey, you a Jew if you keep the law and rest in the law. And we also know in the later chapters that Paul said that the law wasn't done away with. But through faith in Yahushua the Mashiach, we keep the law. So if somebody telling you not to keep that you ain't got to keep the law, they pretty much cursing you. They putting a curse on you. They trying to get you to be partakers of the plagues. And what are the plagues that Yah going to pour out on this earth? That fire. They trying to curse you unto hellfire. Cursing you, causing you to sin, causing you to be out of the mark, be out of the way of Yah, causing you to miss the mark. Trying to get you to be like the 5 foolish versions. But even the 5 foolish versions, they kept the law. They just didn't have the oil. And we're going to talk about what that oil is. Even the 5 foolish kept the law too. All 10 of them kept the law. They just didn't, the 5 didn't have that oil, the extra oil. And we'll talk about what that oil is too. Anyway, let's read on. It says, where is it? Okay. Verse 19, it says, "And are confident that you yourself are a guide to the blind." He's saying if you keep the law, you rest in the law, and you boast in the Yah, you praise the Most High Yah in the law, guess what? And are confident that you yourself, even you, who keep the law, is what? A guide, what? A guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness. You letting your light shine, That little light, what they be saying in church. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Even you are a light and a guide to the blind, to those that are in darkness. Those in the darkness are those who don't keep the law. Those in the darkness are those who won't keep the law. It says, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which have a form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. It says, you therefore, which teach another, teach you not yourself? You that preach a man should not steal, do you steal? So if you're going to, in other words, if you're going to keep the law, you got to do the law too. You got to be, you can't just teach, you got to do it. You got to keep the law through faith and Hamashiach. It says, you that preach a man should not steal, do you steal? It says, you that say a man should not break wedlock, do you break wedlock? And even those who don't keep the law, who say the law is done away with, even they tell you that a man should not steal. Even they tell you that you shouldn't break wedlock. You shouldn't be stepping out on your wife and all that. Even though they don't keep the law. They tell you not to keep the law, but they want you not to do those things. Which one is it? How long you going to be on both sides? It says, do you break wedlock? You that hate idols, do you commit sacrilege? Those get up there and tell you not to keep all these idols in your house, but got one sitting right there on the pulpit. It says, you that make your boast of the law, through breaking the law, do you dishonor Yah? Do you dishonor the Father? It says, verse 24, it says, for the name of Yah is blasphemed among the Gentiles, or the other people, through you. Because you say they got to keep the law, or don't got to keep the law, but you don't even keep the law. And that way the name of Yah is blasphemed through the Gentiles, or the other people, through you, as it is written. It says, for circumcision verily profits if you keep the law. But if you be a breaker of the law, your circumcision, hold on a second, got this tab in the way, is made uncircumcision. It says, therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge you, who by the letter and circumcision do transgress the law? For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly. It's because he dressed in little top hats and put little curly locks on the side of his sideburns, and wear all black and all this other stuff, or wear these purple ninja suits and got they fringes, the borders of fringes all the way draped down to the ankles. He is not a Jew that is one outwardly, but he is a Jew. It says he is not a Jew which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh. But he is a Jew which is one inwardly. That keep the law on the inside, that's inwardly. And circumcision is that of the heart, not of the flesh, but of the heart, in the spirit and not in the letter. Who praise is not of men, but of Yah. whose praise is not of men, but of Yah. So it means you're a Jew inwardly if you do what? If you keep the law in your heart and in the spirit, and not just by the letter. And whose praise is not of men, and don't keep the law to get praises of men, but of Yah. So if you're a Jew, rest in the law. Go with me to Psalms chapter 119. Let's see how David rested in the law. David rested in the law. He found his rest in the law. He meditated on it day and night. He boasted in Yah. He found his rest in Yah. Go with me to Psalms 119, verse 9. Verse 9, start with verse 9. It says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to your word. By taking heed according to your word. That's how you cleanse his way, change his ways. We hear brothers say, I'm trying to change. You know, I ain't changed yet, I'm trying. Hey, is you in the word? Is you stand in the word? No, I don't really read the word like that. I'm trying to change, I'm trying to quit doing this and that and the other. But I really ain't got time to read the law. I got work, I got kids, I got all this stuff going on. I ain't really got time to read the word. That's what he's saying. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? Because most of the young men talk like that. They want to change. They say they changing with their lips, but they ain't making no effort. They ain't trying to do what? By taking heed thereto according to your word. Who word? The Most High. Because in the beginning, in Psalms 119, verse 1, it says, blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the law of Yah. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies, and that seek him with the whole heart. They also do no iniquity. They walk in his ways. So how you gonna cleanse your ways if you don't walk in the law of Yah? If you don't keep his testimonies, if you don't seek Yah with your whole heart, how are you gonna change then? That's why he said that a young man shall cleanse his ways by taking heed thereto according to your word. It says, with my whole heart have I sought you. Talking about David. It says, oh, let me not wander from your commandments. It says, if you love me, keep my commandments. Keep my law, the statutes, the commandments. Hallelujah. It says, your word have I hid in my heart. Your word have I hid in your heart. How you going to hide the word in your heart? You got to meditate on it day and night. You got to study this thing. You got to meditate it. Meditate on it day and night. You got to read it over and over and over again until it's in your heart, or you'll never forget it. You got to stay in this word. That's how you can change your way. It says, your word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Blessed are you, O Yah. Teach me your statutes. With my lips have I declared all the judgments of your mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of your testimonies, as much as in all riches. I will meditate. That's how he put it in his heart. I will meditate in what? In your precepts. In your doctrine. I will meditate in your doctrine, in your order. And have respect unto your ways. And I will delight myself in your statutes. I will not forget your word. Shoot, if you ain't meditating on his laws, precept, on his precepts upon precept, line upon line, then it's not going to be in your heart. You ain't going to truly change until you get in here and start meditating on his word, meditating on the precepts. Verse 17 says, deal bountifully with your servant, that I may live and keep your word. Open mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. That's what it said. We got to rest in the law. Rest and meditate in this law, in this thing, that we can keep his law, statute, commandments, that we keep after his ways, and seek him with our whole heart. Keep his testimonies. It says, open my eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. I am a stranger in the earth. Hide not your commandments from me. My soul breaks for the longing that it has unto your judgment at all times. And you have rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do sin or do err from your commandments. He said, you rebuke the proud that are cursed. As I say, those who tell you not to keep the law, statute, commandment, they put a curse on you. Because why? It says, which do err from your commandments. You err from the commandments, you are cursed. You are proud. You say, I ain't got to keep the law. I can eat whatever I want, do whatever I want. As long as I pray over it, I'm good. The Most High is going to be with me. He's going to save me. You sure? Because even David went to hell now, and he kept the law. But he transgressed it. That's why he was cursed. He went to hell. He was waiting on Yahuwah to come and save him up out of the pit. He was waiting on salvation. So the Most High ain't show no favor towards David. But maybe who you think you are? Who do these Christians think they are? And not just Christians, but anyone. Who do you think you are? If he ain't showed this kind of mercy towards David, then David went to hell. Waiting on Yahuwah, waiting on salvation. Because he transgressed against the law. Waiting on the Messiah to come. Man. So he's saying, verse 20 says, my soul breaks for the longing that it has unto your judgment at all times. You have rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from your commandments. Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept your testimonies. It says, princes also did sit and speak against me, but your servant did meditate in your statutes. Your servant meditated in your statutes. You got to meditate on this word. We ain't talking about Buddha meditating and all this yoga meditation stuff. Meditate, pray. Meditate it. Get in here and read this thing day and night. Let it be in your heart, on your mind at all times. Meditate on that word. You ain't got nothing to do in the middle of the night. You up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Get this word and meditate on it. Let it be in your heart that the devil can't reach in and take it out of you. Because he said the cares of this world choke the word out of you. The cares of this world, that means your job, your family, cars, bills, these wars, famines, plagues, all these things will choke the word out of you. Because you be more worried about what's going on around the world than worrying about meditating on his word. Verse 24, it says, your testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. It says, my soul cleaves unto the dust. Quicken me according to your word. Quicken me according to your word. Give me life according to your word. Psalms 119, verse 26. It says, I have declared my ways, and you have heard me. Teach me your statutes. Make me to understand the way of your precepts. The precepts upon precept, line upon line. Help me to understand. That's what he's saying. Who can I teach understanding? Who can I teach knowledge unto? Who can understand? Unless it be upon you what? Precept on precept. So David meditated on the Most High Yah's word day and night. The Most High taught him knowledge. And he got understanding of his doctrine. Precept upon precept, line upon line. He meditated on these things day and night. Continue on. Verse 26, it says, I have declared my ways, and you heard me. Teach me your statutes, and make me to understand the way of your precepts. So shall I talk to your wondrous works. Verse 28, my soul melts for heaviness. Strengthen me according to your word. Remove from me the way of lying, and grant me your law graciously. Remove from me the way of lying, and grant me your law graciously. It says, I have chosen the way of truth. I have chosen this way of truth. Your judgments have I laid before me. I have stuck unto your testimonies. O Yah, put me not to shame. I will run the way of your commandments when you shall enlarge my heart. Psalms 119 verse 33 says, teach me, O Yah, the way of your statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Until the end of what? Until the end of his race. We got to run this race to the end, y'all. What Paul said, I run my race, I made it to the end. This is a race with this thing. It says, give me understanding, and I shall keep your law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. It says, make me to go in the path of your commandments. For therein do I delight. Incline my heart unto your testimonies, and not to covetousness. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, emptiness, and quicken me in your way. Establish your word unto your servant who is devoted to your fear, who worked out his whole soul salvation in fear and trembling, who is devoted to you, to your fear. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for your judgments are good. Behold, I have longed after your precepts. Quicken me in your righteousness. Quicken me in your righteousness. Go to verse 65. Psalms 119, verse 65 says, and you have dealt well with your servant, O Yah, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I have believed your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now have I kept your word. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. The proud have forged a lie against me. And who are the proud? Who say the proud was? It says the proud are they that are cursed, which do err from your commandments. So the proud are the one who don't keep the commandments. And he's saying the proud have forged a lie against me, but I will keep your precepts. I will keep your precepts with my whole heart. Their heart is as fat as grease, but I delight in your law. So David, he meditated on this thing. He wanted to rest in the law. He found his rest in the law. It said, it is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn your statutes. It says, the law of your mouth is better unto me than the thousands of gold and silver. So David had rest in the law. And we ought to have rest in the law as well in these last days. Our rest is in the law. Now cry loud. Now we don't have to rest in the law, but when we rest in the law, we also need to cry out unto the Father for these things that are come upon us, upon this earth. Cry out unto the Father. We'll meet Isaiah chapter 58. Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. While we resting in his precepts, upon precept, line upon line, resting in his law and his doctrine, we need to be not just resting, but crying out unto the Father about these things that come upon us. Crying out, just like those under the throne of heaven cry out unto the Father day and night, asking the Lord to avenge them of their adversaries. We need to be crying out unto the Father on these things while we resting in his law. He said, cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a shofar, like a trumpet, or a horn, rather. It says, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. We're talking to the children of Israel. We're talking about all these nations. Okay? It says, yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their Yah, of their Elohim. It says, they ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching of Yah, in approaching to Yah. It says, wherefore have we fasted, say they, and you see not. It says, wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and you take no knowledge. Behold, in the day of your fast, you find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Behold, you fast for strife and debate. You fast for controversy and debate. It says, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. You shall not fast as you do this day to make your voice heard, to make your voice to be heard on high. It is such a fast that I have chosen, a day for a man to afflict his soul. It is to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him. It says, will you call this a fast, an acceptable day to Yah? Is it not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bands of the wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke? So is it not to deal your bread to the hungry, and that you bring the poor that are cast out to your house? When you see the naked, that you cover him, and that you hide not yourself from your own flesh? Talking about these Shabbat days on the Sabbath. Hide not yourself from your own flesh. You need to look at your own self, judge your own self. Why are you doing this other stuff? And repent. It says, then shall your light break forth as the morning, and your health shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of Yah shall be your reward. Then shall you call, and Yah shall answer. You shall cry, and he shall say, here am I, or here I am. It says, if you take away from the midst of you the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and the speaking vanity, and if you draw out your soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall your light rise in obscurity, and your darkness be as the noonday. So this is what we're supposed to be doing on the Sabbath. It says, and Yah shall guide you continually, and satisfy your soul in drought, and make your fat your bones. And make fat your bones. Sorry. Make your fat your bones. Yeah, make fat your bones. And you shall be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. And they that shall be of you shall build the old waste places. And you shall raise up the foundations of many generations. And you shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of the paths to dwell in. If you turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yah honorable, and shall honor him, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words, then you shall delight yourself in Yah, and I will cause you to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father. For the mouth of Yah has spoken. So while we rested in law, and rested in the law, keeping the law, we need to keep the Sabbath too. and rest in Yah. Keeping the Sabbath, keeping the law. Roll me to Isaiah chapter 40. Isaiah chapter 40. So on the Sabbath day, that's what you should be doing. Crying out, cry aloud, spare not, show Jacob his sin. You know, I know a lot of brothers, they go out there on the street corners and, you know, they do their little ministry on the street corners on the Shabbat, on Saturday or what have you. And that's what they do. And ain't nobody say you couldn't do that either. You know, if you don't do that, hey, you know, you can go do what? Visit the afflicted, visit the sick, the poor, the widows, you know, the hungry, you know. Bring the poor into your house, feed them or whatnot. You know, repent for your sins, afflict your soul. You know, then the Most High answer your prayers. You know, how you gonna expect for the Most High to answer your prayers when you ain't even doing what He told you to do? You ain't even trying to keep the law. You ain't answer your prayers. Now, a lot of people equate that just because they get a prayer through and they go praise Jesus with it. You know, the devil know how to give good gifts too. You know, you better be keeping the law. You know who know from whence these gifts is coming from. You know? The devil will give you gifts too to keep you sinning against the law. Isaiah chapter 40, it says, "Comfort ye." Verse 1, it says, "Comfort ye, my people, says Yah. Speak comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she has received of Yah's hand double for all her sins." So we ought to be crying out to the Father. Now He will pardon her, you know. Cry out unto the Most High, that He would deliver us from this place. And we pardon her of the sins, and that we receive the hand double for all our sins. It says, verse 3, it says, "The voice of him that cries in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of Yah, make straight in the desert the highway for our Elohim." It says, "Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low. And the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of Yah shall be revealed. And all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of Yah has spoken it. The voice said, Cry. And He said, What shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and all goodness thereof is as of the flower of the field. The grass withers, and the flower fades, because the Spirit of Yah blows upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withers, and the flower fades, but the word of our Yah shall stand forever. O Zion, that bring good tidings, get you up into the high mountains. O Jerusalem, that bring good tidings, lift up your voice with strength. Lift it up. Be not afraid. I'm saying, cry out. Cry aloud. And spare not. Lift up your voice with strength. Lift it up. Be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your Elohim. Behold, the Lord Yah will come with a strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd, and he shall gather the lambs with his arm, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills in a balance. Who has directed the spirit of Yah? Who has directed the spirit of Yah? Or being his counselor taught him? Who has taught Yah anything? Who has known the mind of Yah? With whom took he counsel? And who instructed him and taught him in the path of judgment? Who taught Yah to judge? And taught him knowledge, and showed him the way of understanding? Nobody. He is self-existent. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. So when people be trying to say, hey, the Most High, you know, he loved the whole world. He came to save the whole world, and the whole world is in his hands. The whole world might be in his hands, but every nation ain't. The nation who his hand is going to protect is what? In Zion. And all those that are outside of it are going to be partakers of the wrath. All nations are nothing to him. Only the children of Israel. Because he made the world for the children of Israel. Yeah, I know that cut deep, because a lot of people are like, well, the Lord loves everybody. Jesus loves everybody. God loves everybody. All lives matter, right? Not the Most High Yah don't. Not the Most High Yah, all lives don't matter. Let's read on. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Now, and are counted as a small dust of a balance. Now, if you go get an old balance or weight scale, and you just got through weighing some fruits or vegetables on there, and they got little speckles of dust on it, you know, you probably like take your little hand and wipe it off of there. It's nothing, right? It's nothing. It's not even nothing to be counted for nothing. It says, behold, he takes up the islands as a very little thing, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn. It says, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing. Nothing. And they are counted to him less than nothing. So if there was nothing, even if there was a smudge or something in there, they said even then they are counted to him less than nothing. And vanity. And emptiness. Nothing. Man. So let's expound on that, So who the Most High considered to be something? He said he made the whole world for who? The children of Israel. You got the Apocrypha, it goes to 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 54. And we talking about the children of Israel here. It says, and Verse 54 it says, and over these thou didst place Adam. You know, Adam in the garden, right? As ruler over all the works which thou hast made. And from him we have all come, the people whom thou hast chosen. Who is the people that the Most High Yah chosen? Children of Israel. Says, all this I have spoken before thee, O Yah, because thou hast said that this, it says that thou hast said that it was for us that thou didst create the world. He created the world for the children of Israel. Verse 56, it says, as for the other nations, which have descended from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing. Same thing Isaiah was saying, right? Thou hast said that they are nothing. They are like spittle. Thou hast compared their abundance to a drop from a bucket. In Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15 says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. It says, and now, O Yah, behold, these nations, which are reputed as nothing, domineer over us and devour us. That means they rule over us, the children of Israel, and devour us. That means they kill us all the day long still, especially in America. It says, but we, thy people, the children of Israel, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, only begotten in the flesh, zealous for thee, and most dear, have been given into their hands. If the world has indeed been created for us, why do we not possess our world as an inheritance? How long will this be so? How long will this be so? Not for too much longer. Now back to Isaiah. Precept on precept, line upon line. A lot of people don't think that verse is in the Bible. But all nations outside of the children of Israel are as nothing, a drop from the bucket. And even if they were considered to be something, they're counted less than nothing. So, and therefore, all lives don't matter. Except those who are grafted in through Yahushua the Mashiach. And keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Everyone else is like grass. Like he said, they are like grass. The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of Yah stands forever. Everybody else is like grass, ready to burn. Verse 18, it says, to whom then will they liken Yah? Or what likeness will you compare unto him? The workman melts a graven image, and the goldsmith spreads it over with gold and casts silver chains. So you know Judah had a problem with creating these little deities, these little graven images, idols, like we got today. And our enemies do too. That's the whole reason they put their whole image of Jesus Christ up there in silver and gold, and on wood and stone. It says, he that is so impoverished, that's poor, that he has no oblation, chooses a tree that will not rot. That means this tree, he chooses a tree that will not rot because he what? He want to worship and bow down and love this idol, this graven image. It says, he seeks unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. It says, have you not known? Have you not heard? Has it not been told to you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sits upon the circle of the earth. And the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretches out the heavens as a curtain, and spreads them out as a tent to dwell in, that brings the princes to nothing. He makes the judges of the earth as vanity. The princes of what? All other nations that are counting as nothing, less than nothing and vanity. It says, yea, they shall not be planted. Yea, they shall not be sown. Yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth. And he shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble, like grass. It says to whom then will you liken me, or shall I be equal? Says the Holy One. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold who has created these things, that brings out the host of that brings out their host by number. He calls them all by names, by the greatness of his might, for that he is strong in power, and not one fails. Why say you, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel? My way is hid from Yah, and my judgment is passed over from my Elohim, from my God. It says, have you not known? Have you not declared? Have you not heard that the everlasting Elohim, Yahuwah, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not, neither is weary? There is no searching of his understanding. He gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yah shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles, and shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Mount up wings as eagles, walk and not shall faint, and shall not faint. Hallelujah. Over me to Jeremiah chapter 16. Jeremiah chapter 16. I'll read this here. It says, verse 16. Verse 16. Matter of fact, Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 10. Let's start at 10. It says, and it shall come to pass, when you shall show this people all these words, and they shall say unto you, wherefore has Yah pronounced all this great evil against us? Talking about the children of Israel. Talking about the children of Israel, the whole house of Israel. It said, wherefore has Yah pronounced all this great evil against us? All this judgment against us. It says, or what is our iniquity? What is our sin? Or what is our sin that we have committed against Yah, our Elohim? Now these sound like a bunch of proud people that don't what? They err from the commandment. We said, my people are stubborn, gainsaying, and stiff-necked. It says, then shall you say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, says Yah, and you have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. And you have done worse than your fathers, for behold, you walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me, that they might not hear me. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that you know not, neither you nor your fathers, and there you shall serve other gods day and night, and where I will not show you favor. So who you getting these blessings from? Who blessing you if you serving other gods day and night and don't keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High? And you call yourself blessed. And who's doing the blessing? As I said, the devil know how to give good gifts too. You say, where I would not show you favor. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, says Yah, that it shall no more be said, Yahuwah lives, that brings up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahuwah lives, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land, that I gave unto their fathers. Yeah, the evil one bless them. Give them all their blessings. That's why people can get up there on these award shows of BET and all this stuff and thank God for their reward and thank God for all their riches and stuff. But all their works is a works of wickedness. It make you wonder what God is they talking about? What lowercase g are they talking about? We talking about the Most High, y'all. The Most High ain't blessed you to go forth and do wickedness. Verse 16 says, behold, I will send you many fishers, says Yah, and they shall fish them. Many fishers of men. Many fishers of men. So I will send you many fishers, says Yah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. For my eyes are upon all their ways, and they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity or their sin hid from my eyes. It says, and first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land, and they have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. Verse 19 says, O Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles, or the other people, shall come unto you from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies. Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, emptiness, nothing, and things wherein there is no profit. Shall a man make gods unto himself? And that's what they did. That's what they did with Jesus. They made him a god unto himself. Made a graven image of him. Claimed that they transliterated the name from it. Came up with the Immaculate Conception. Told you ain't got to keep the law. Jesus says everybody loves the whole world. Got you doing what? Got the children of Israel going out to sin, worshiping other gods, not even keeping the law. When he says, shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Man. So therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know, and I will cause them to know my hand and my might. And they shall know that my name is Yah. They shall know that my name is Yah. Why? Because in verse 17, chapter 17 says, because the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron, and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart, and upon the horns of your altars. While their children remember their altars and their Asherah poles, their little worshiping poles, by the green trees upon the high hills, these little poles of their little deities they carved out little graven images in. Well, they also, gave homage to Asherah and what's her name? Esdras, the goddess of Esdras, goddess of fertility. What we call Christmas trees and Easter eggs. By the green trees upon the high hills. It says, O my mountain in the field, I will give your substance and all your treasures to the spoil, and your high places for sin throughout all your borders. And you, even yourself, shall discontinue from your heritage. So he told us when he was going to bring us into a place that our fathers didn't know, or neither did we even know, in the land of our captivity, we're going to discontinue from our heritage. That's how we got over here and started worshiping other gods, and being weaned unto the milk of the pastor and unto the breast of the pastor, instead of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and resting in the law. That's how we ended up with this, because we didn't discontinue our heritage as Jews, as the Israelites. That I have gave you, it says. And says, and I will cause you to serve your enemies in the land which you know not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Well, that's why we over here lost in the captivity. Our heritage has been taken away from us, erased from us. We ain't kept the law, statutes, commandments, you know. So we need to be crying out to the Father, because we done sinned against him. What he said in the previous, what they going to say to him? What reason did y'all bring upon us this sin? And bring upon us this judgment? Because they think they ain't did nothing wrong all this time. Hey, we need to be crying out to the Most High. We need to be repenting daily. Go with me to the book of Micah. Book of Micah. Read more into this crying out. Why we should be crying out. What's in store? What's in store for us when we crying out to the Father? Micah, book of Micah, chapter 3. Micah chapter 3. Verse 1, it says, and I said, hear, I pray you, O heads or leaders of Jacob. Okay, O leaders of the house of Israel. Okay. It says, and you princes of the house of Israel, is it not for you to know judgment? Huh? The judgment was meant for us to know. This word was meant for Israel. He showed his laws and his statutes unto Jacob. Huh? This judgment was meant for us to know. So he asking, is it not for you to know judgment? You ain't know this stuff is going to come against you? He says, who hate the good and love the evil? Who pluck off their skin from off them? Huh? Who pluck off their skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones? That sounds like a lot of us today. Well, not a lot of. A lot of our people, you know, they hate their black skin. They try to bleach it off, plug it off, do all kind of stuff to it. That skin on them is sin. To them. It says, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off of them. And they break their bones and chop them into pieces. As for the pot, and as the flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto Yah, but he will not hear them. And he will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus says Yah concerning the prophets that make my people err, that make my people sin, that bite with their teeth and cry, peace. They bite with their teeth. Oh, there's peace with us. There's peace. See, we in peace. When they're not captive, we in peace. Peace, peace when there's no peace. Huh? It says, and he that puts not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Therefore a night shall be unto you, and you shall not have a vision. And it shall be dark unto you, that you shall not divine. And the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Now what that sound like? The day of judgment. Huh? When the sun ain't going to give off no light, the moon going to turn into blood. There's going to be darkness round about. Ain't going to be giving no more what? No more prophecies, no more visions. Huh? It says, and the day shall be dark over them. It says, then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of Yah. It says, but surely I am full of power by the Spirit of Yah, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgressions. To show Jacob his transgressions. Cry out loud and spare not. Show Jacob his sins, his transgressions. And to Israel his sins. It says, hear this, I pray you, you heads of the house of Jacob, and you princes of the house of Esdras, that hate judgment, that abhor judgment, and pervert all equity, all fairness, pervert all fairness. It says, they build up Zion with blood, and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire. The pastors and the priests thereof teach for hire. Hey, pastor, could you show me where it say we the children of the... Nah, yeah. That could be about $5.50 right there. That could be $5.50 an hour right there, brother. They teaching for hire around here. It says, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon Yah and say, is not Yah among us? None evil can come upon us. Therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem become heaps, and the mountains of the house as the high places of the forest. Chapter 4 it says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahuwah shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow into it. And many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yah, and to the house of the Elohim of Jacob, the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways. Because they didn't had enough of these priests and these diviners and these prophets, for hire. Because they were teaching people for hire. And the prophets therefore divine for money. They give them prophets, I see the Most High gonna bless you with $1 million. I want you to throw up that money on the stage, They tired of all that, just like I am. Just like a lot of us is. We tired of all that showboating shenanigans. That's what he said. The people gonna go up to the mountain of Yah. And many nations are gonna go up to the mountain of Yah and do what? It says, and he will teach us of his ways. We ain't hearing from everybody else. We're gonna let the Most High Yah teach us of his ways. And we walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion. The word shall go forth out of Zion. That's going to be a blessing. That's going to be a day. Because there ain't going to be no more confusion. Ain't going to be no more false prophets. Ain't going to be no more, what name I got to call this and what name I say that. Ain't going to be no more of this here going on. Most High Yah himself going to bring the law out of Zion. It says, in the word of Yah from Jerusalem. Zion is Jerusalem. Okay. So the word gonna come forth out of Yah now. Hallelujah. It says, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Okay. So this ain't gonna be no peace until when? Until the Israelites go back into their land. Until the Most High stand his foot upon Mount Zion. Mount of Olives. Then it's gonna be peace. Then they ain't gonna learn war no more. We're gonna bleed our swords into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks. That's how you know the real children of Israel ain't in their land. Because there's still war going on over there. It says, a nation shall not lift up a sword. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation. Ain't swords still being drawn against nation? Ain't wars and rumors of wars still going forth? Ain't Kim Jong-un still launching ballistic missiles every day? Every day now. Every time I turn on the news, he can launch 2 or 3 more missiles. I'm like, when y'all gonna go get this cat? This cat out here, he just out here making the United Nations look crazy. They scared of him. They got all these drones. They can't go send a drone over there. They do it to everybody else. Do it all over the Middle East. What they call the Middle East, Northeast Africa. They do it all over Northeast Africa. That's wrong. It says, and neither shall they learn war anymore. There's still war going on in the land. That's why I know Most High y'all ain't there yet. And we ain't where we supposed to be at yet either. It says, but they shall sit every man under his vine. Huh? So the house of Israel, every man shall sit on his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Yah of hosts has spoken it. For all people will walk everyone in the name of his God. For all the people shall walk in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of Yah. So even then, when this is going on, some of these people, they still going to cleave to their gods, their lowercase g's. They still going to cleave to their lowercase g in the name of his God. But those that are called by the Most High's name, what? We're going to walk in the name of Yah, our Elohim, forever and ever. It says, in that day, says Yah, will I assemble her that halts, and I will gather her that is driven out. And her that I have afflicted, and I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. Talking about the children of Judah, tribe of Judah, the house of Israel, the whole house of Israel, who's going to gather back. It says, and Yahuwah shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth even forever. Now, does that say he's going to rule over them in heaven? Or does it say he's going to rule over them in Mount Zion from henceforth even forever? So I don't understand when people get all this, we going to heaven stuff. He said, we're going to New Jerusalem. We're going to New Jerusalem. He's going to reign over us with Mount Zion forever. Say nothing about sending up and being raptured up in no heaven somewhere. Verse 8, it says, and you, O tower of the flock, and the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto you shall it come, even the first dominion, and the kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem, to Judah. Now why do you cry out aloud? Now why do you cry out aloud? Is there no king in you? Is your counselor perished? For pangs have taken you as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labor to bring forth. So he wants us to be in pain. He wants us to cry out unto the Father. To bring forth what? Our salvation, Yahushua. Says, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shall you go forth out of the city, and you shall dwell in the field. And you shall go even into Babylon, and there shall you be delivered. There Yahuwah shall redeem you from the hand of your enemies. It says, now also many nations are gathered against you. Even now, all these other nations, who are what? Like a drop in the bucket to the Most High, are gathered against the children of Israel, the whole house of Israel. So even now nations are gathered against you that say, let her be defiled. And let our eye look upon Zion. Let our eye look upon Jerusalem. But they know not the thoughts of Yahuwah, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter Zion, for I will make your horn iron, and I will make your hooves brass, and you shall beat in pieces many people. And I will consecrate their gain unto Yahuwah, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. You want me to Philippians. You want me to book of Philippians chapter 2. We'll wrap this up here in a little bit. Philippians chapter 2, verse 1. It says, if there be therefore any consolation in the Hamashiach, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowls and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord and one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves. Let not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which is also in Yahushua, now Mashiach, who being in the form of Elohim, thought it not robbery to be equal with Elohim, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in the fashion as a man, he humbled himself, and became obedient unto death, even the death of the stake. Wherefore Yah also has highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahushua every knee should bow, of the things in the heaven, and the things in the earth, and the things under the earth. It says, and that every tongue that should confess that Yahushua the Mashiach is Lord, to the glory of Elohim the Father, and to the glory of Yah the Father. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That's why we got to rest in the law, cry out unto the Father, and work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. Just like David was. He was praying the Most High, meditating the Most High, day and night. Teach me the law. Teach me your ways. You know? He's trying to work out his own soul salvation. Like a lot of it we got to do today. We got to work out our own soul salvation. Now I understand a lot of people, they don't want to accept the knowledge of the truth. They reject it, but hey, that's on them. All we got to do is tell them. And he said, I send to them many fishes. I sent to them many fishes. Whether they want to hear the word is up to them. Work out your own soul salvation. Meditate on that law. Be doers of the word, not hearers only. It says, for it is Yah which works in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. It says, do all things without murmuring and disputings, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation. In the midst of a wicked or crooked and perverse nation, among whom you shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Hamashiach, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. And I ain't run this race in vain, nor labored in vain. So this name, like I said, a lot of we done came into knowledge of the truth in the name of Yah, because we know that God and Lord are titles. They are titles given to someone who rules over them. It's not a name, it's a title. The name of Yah is in the Ancient of Days. When the son Yahushua or Yahusha, like others say, the whole debate on Yahuwah Shai, Yahushua, Yeshua, Yahusha, and all this and other, seek out the Most High about that, just like David did. Cry out unto the Father, you know, seek out how to pronounce his name correctly. That's what I say. Because just like them people who was running up to the mountain, the Mount Zion, when we just read how they was asking the Most High Yah to teach them the ways of Yah and the law. That's what we got to run to him about everything, especially in these last days, because you know there's a whole lot of truth coming forth, but there's a whole lot of deception too. You know, so we got to seek the Most High about all these things. You know, but I like Yahushua, and I don't see nothing wrong with Yahushua either. So, but when he comes, those that overcome, he gonna give him his new name though, huh? So Yahushua gonna give he that overcomes his new name. Let's read that. Go to Revelations chapter 3, and we start at 9. Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. That's why I said we need to worry about overcoming. We need to worry about overcoming. We need to rest in Yah's word and his law. Cry out unto the Father and overcome the wickedness of this world. We need to worry more about overcoming than who know the name. Who think they know the name and the right pronouncing of the name. Or which book say this and which book say that. You know? We need to worry about overcoming. Why? Let's read. Revelation chapter 3. Verse 9 says, Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you, because you have kept the word of my patience. I have kept the word of my patience. It says, And I also will keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which you have, that no man take your crown. Hold that fast which you have, that no man may take your crown. Him that overcomes will I make a pillar in the temple of Yah, and he shall no more go out. Or he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my God, the name of Yah, and the name of the city of my Elohim, the name of Yah, the name of the city of Yah, which is New Jerusalem. So he's going to write on three things. He's going to write upon him the name of Yah, okay, and the name of the city of Yah, New Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven. He said we was going up into heaven. He said New Jerusalem coming down out of heaven from Yah. And I will write upon him my new name. That's it right there. So he's not only going to have the name of Yah, the name of the city of Yah, but you're going to have the new name of Yahushua the Mashiach. Man, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the call out of sinners, or unto the church. So even Yahushua, because he ain't say Yah had a new name, He said, I'm gonna write upon him the name of my Elohim, which is Yah. So that's his new name. His name ain't changed. His name's still the same. And then I'm going to write upon him what? In the name of the city of Yah, which is New Jerusalem, which come down out of heaven. So this city is going to be coming out in the sky somewhere. Everybody going to see this thing. Come down out of heaven from Yah. And I will write upon him my new name. So everybody trying to figure out how to say Yahushua, Yeshua, Yahuwah, all these other things. Hey, Yahushua was going to have a whole new name. He's going to write upon you if you overcome. So that's why I need to worry about overcoming. Let's worry about overcoming first. verse 21, it says, to him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame, and I am set down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the called out of sin. So you going to worry about the name, or you going to try to overcome? Huh? You going to overcome. You can take part of the blessings that's coming forth. You can take part of that blessing. Shoot. You want me to the song of well, actually, what's number 10 there? Okay. So I said before, so we done got the name, we need to rest in the law, we need to cry out unto the Father. So we got that, but we need to be prepared for when the bridegroom does come. And this got to do with the name, okay? The name of Yah, okay? This got to do with the name of Yah. So we need to be prepared in this thing. Okay? So go with me to Matthew real quick. And Matthew chapter 25. Okay? Matthew chapter 25, verse 1, it says, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, okay, and went forth to meet the bridegroom. So the lamp, what is the lamp that they took? The lamp is the Ruach HaKodesh. The lamp is the Ruach HaKodesh. And when you're born again, what? When you get born again, you receive the Ruach. Okay? The lamp. Okay? And to meet the bridegroom, we know is the Savior, Yahushua. Or Yahushua. That's the bridegroom, is Yahushua or Yahushua. You know? So that's the bridegroom. The lamp is the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay? And it's saying, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. It says, and these all 10 virgins, they weren't sinners. It was all virgins. They kept the law. They had the Ruach, because they all had their lamps. So what was their oil? Let's get to that. It says, and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They were not sinners. They were not, they would not, defile people. They all kept the law. They was all virgins. It says, they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. They had the vessel, they had the Ruach HaKodesh, they had the Spirit, but they ain't had no oil. And what's the oil? The name. The name, Yah. They didn't have the oil, which is the name of Yah with them. The 5 foolish. Okay? This makes sense, because you got a lot of the virgins today, they still calling on other names of the Most High. They still calling them God and Lord or whatnot. They the foolish virgins. The 5 wise virgins, they knew the name of the Father. They knew the name of Yah. That was the oil they're supposed to be in their lamps. The oil that's supposed to be in the spirit of the Ruach. The name of the Father. It says, but the wise took no oils in their vessels with their lamps, while the bridegroom tarried, while Yahushua the Mashiach tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom, or Yahushua the Mashiach, comes. Go you out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose. So all 10 of them rose. Okay, all the virgins rose. They was waiting on Yahushua the Mashiach. They was waiting on the bridegroom. They had the Ruach HaKodesh. They had the law. It was virgin. They was under fire. It says, and trimmed their lamps. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. They all arose and narrowed their walk. With the Ruach HaKodesh. It says, and the foolish says unto the wise, Give us of your oil. Give us the name of who you call on the name of Yah. Give us the name of Yah for our lamps. It says, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage supper. And the door was shut. And afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, or Adonai, Adonai, open to us. But he answered and said, verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man comes. But those who have the Son also have what? The Father. But the five foolish, they didn't have the Son, nor did they have the Father, nor they had the Ruach. Remember when Paul was going around teaching the Gentiles and was baptizing and all that, even the Gentiles, before they even was baptized, received the Ruach. They were speaking in tongues before they was even baptized. They were speaking in tongues before they was even baptized, the set apart spirit. They was receiving gifts of the Spirit. And as we said, the gifts of the Spirit are not, not only just for the righteous, but even the unrighteous have some of the gifts of the Spirit too. Because he poured out his Spirit upon what? All flesh. I mean, all flesh, whether it's good or bad. But the five wise virgins, they had the Holy Spirit, they had the Ruach, the gifts of the Spirit, and they had the name of Yah. As I said, those who call on my name shall be saved. These five foolish didn't have his name. That's why they wasn't saved. They weren't saved by the Son of Man. But those who had the Son also had the Father. Now so we said that the oil was Yah and the lamp was the Ruach and the bridegroom Yahuwah. So let's go to the Song of Solomon and see what this oil is. Song of Solomon. Okay. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. Let him touch me with the kisses of his mouth, for your affections are better than wine. Because of the Savior of your good ointments, your name is as ointment poured forth. Therefore do the damsels or the virgins love you. So the name is the ointment. The name is the oil that was in the lamps of the virgins, or the five wise virgins. It wasn't in the name, and the name of Yah wasn't in the name in the lamp of the five foolish. They didn't have the name. It said your name is as the ointment poured forth, or the oil. Therefore do the damsels love you. So the oil has to do with the name of the Father. Because they already had the Ruach, and they was waiting on the Son. So who else were they waiting on? Why, they were waiting on. They needed the oil. They needed the name. That's why the name was so important. That's why he said, "I'm jealous for my name." I'm jealous for my name. Those who call on my name shall be saved. Piggyback on that in Joel chapter 2. Verse 32, it says, verse 28, it says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. On all flesh. And he didn't just say just on the daughters of Zion, children of Israel. The spirit of the Ruach will be poured out upon all flesh. Some of these people have these gifts, whether they divine or not. It says, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, And your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So the servants and upon the handmaids were what? Who were the servants? Who was supposed to be the servants of the children of Israel? Gentiles. The Gentiles are supposed to be our servants forever. Like we said, even upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. It says, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire, and pillars of smoke. And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of Yah come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yah shall be delivered. This was that oil, like in the Song of Solomon, that ointment, and that his name was as an ointment that they didn't have. It says, for in Mount Zion and Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahuwah has said, in the remnant whom Yahuwah shall call. So hey, you had that name, the name of Yah. And we know Yahushua, the HaMashiach, those who overcome and those who call on his name to be saved, he's going to write upon them Yahushua's new name. His new name. We ain't got to be worrying about all this messing up his name and all this stuff going on no more. All this big confusion of how do I pronounce his name and all this. There won't be no more of that, because he's going to write upon you his new name. And I believe that's it. That's all I got for you for today. Something else I was looking at. But that's all I got for you today. So worry about overcoming. Above all else, worry about overcoming. How you gonna change your ways? You gotta do like David did. Like David said, you got to get into his word. You got to get in his word. Meditate on his word. Keep his law, statutes, commandments. If you want to change his ways. Overcome the wickedness of this world. Call on the name of the Father, the name of Yah. We know Yahushua is going to write upon us his new name. But the Father's name and the name of the city of New Jerusalem are going to be on us. So their name is going to stay the same, but Yahushua's name going to change. So worry about overcoming so we can be partakers of that marriage supper when the bridegroom comes for the virgins. Have your oil, have that name. Trust in the name of Yah. Call on it. Let it be your strong tower, and see one of the Most High move mountains in your life. Do some blessings, man. I talked to a lot of people, especially my mother and all that. They started calling on the name of Yah, and I started worshiping and praising his name. And they say, like, man, it's like they're involved in an even more stronger relationship with the Father. Whatever they need, he come and add, and he'll make it happen for them, So they starting to grow more in their walk, trimming their lamps like they should. So, but with that said, I hope y'all have a blessed day. I appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate all y'all people who listen in, tune in, and hear the word. Praise be to Yah, and may the Most High Yah bless y'all in y'all walk, and may he keep y'all in his word, and reveal unto y'all the knowledge of the truth, his name, the name of his son, reveal unto y'all his law, statutes, commandments, his ways, just evolve y'all walk in the Father, narrow y'all walk, so y'all can be ready, because when this thing happens, there ain't gonna be no turning back, no clock. When judgment go forth and start pouring down, it ain't gonna be no running and hiding. Like we said, mountains and hills are going to be made low. People that hide themselves in the mountains, the Most High still going to get them. Those who try to escape and go up into the heavens, like they go on to Mars or something, they say the Most High going to bring them down. So those who hide under the sea, say the serpent going to get them. So ain't going to be no hide when this thing go forth. So you need to know where you stand in the valley of decision. You need to know where you going to stand. Work out your own soul salvation. Work out your own soul salvation. Meditate on His word. Meditate on His word in prayer. Dedicate, morning like David. He did it. He saw Him early in the morning and at night, before midnight. And I like to do the same, the morning, noon, and night. And I ain't talking about no over excessive long prayers. Be just rambling. Got no time. Sometimes you get to talking to the Father, and you should be just having a good time talking to Him. But meditate on His word. Be specific on what you need from Him, because He got a lot of stuff to do. I always look at it. My Father in heaven, he busy. Probably more busy than me. He got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people prayers He got to listen to and stuff. So He don't want you taking up all this time with a bunch of vanity. Go in there and ask the Father what you need, meditate on His word. Spend more than just 1 minute or two saying a prayer. Like a child. You still say them child prayers. You really ain't showing much enthusiasm or effort in this thing and running this race. Sometimes He just wants you to sit there and call on His name and be quiet, so you can hear what He got to tell you. Learn how to listen to the Most High Yah. Sometimes He'll speak and tell you what you need to do or what you don't need to do. But you ain't going to hear it if you're the only one always talking. But with that, I say Shalom, family. Kwam Yasharala. Hope y'all have a blessed day today. Shalom.